Hi, welcome to today's video. Today I'd like to share with you my June TBR as well as my recent haul because I've bought a lot of books recently and I want to read them in June. So it just kind of makes sense to do these two things together. So starting with a book that I bought yesterday actually, but I think I'm going to finish before June, so this is part of the haul and not the June TBR, and that is Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher. This book was recommended to me by two of my friends. They said that they think I'd really enjoy it and that they have enjoyed it, and I think they're right. I'm 50 pages in and I'm having a good time. I watched Merlin a few years ago and enjoyed it, and this is just like what I wanted Merlin to be. One thing I'll say is that it's not actually like an Arthurian tale. It's set like a long time after, but the two main characters, Gwen and Art, are named after the figures in Arthurian legend and are struggling with the expectations that come with a name with such legacy. I'm really excited to finish this. I really think it's going to be like a day or two. I think I'm going to absolutely tear through it. This next book I bought a few weeks ago, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I don't completely know what this is about, but I've heard that it's good. I'm not gonna lie, I did pick it up because I think the cover is absolutely beautiful, and I've been looking for some shorter books, and this is quite a bit shorter than what I usually read. This book follows 4 different people as they travel back in time, I think. What? I've heard that it's one of those books that makes you kind of stop and think, and I've been looking for that lately, so I'm excited to get to this. The next book I picked up is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and can I just say what a gorgeous cover this is. This is maybe one of the prettiest books I own. I've seen it all over the internet, on Instagram, on TikTok. I've heard good things, but again, I don't know what it's about. I find it really hard to do TBRs and hauls because I go into books not knowing much. I like to learn the story as I read it rather than going in with an idea of what's happening. This is a book that I want to read for the vibes alone. Like, I don't necessarily care what the plot is about, but from the cover, from the description, it feels very like, I mean fairycore, but like cottagecore-y and like just very pleasant, and I would like that in my life, please. The next book I picked up is Bunny. This, from what I know, is a kind of satirical horror, which sounds incredible. One of the blurbs on the back reads, "A brilliant, utterly unique peek into the dark side of female friendship, part thriller, part horror, part teen drama. It's like Mean Girls with added menace." And that's basically all I need to know going into it. This sounds super interesting to me. It's set in a university, and I think that gives it just like inherently a bit of a dark academia vibe, especially because it's horror. I actually think most dark academia is kind of horror-ish. I think that it's just like a breeding ground for like bad things to happen. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I feel like I sound like a broken record. I'm just saying I'm really looking forward to every book because I am really looking forward to every book. This next book I actually know nothing about. I want to go into it completely blind, but I've heard such good things, and that is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I genuinely don't know what this book is about, but I've heard so many people talking about it. John Green is actually quoted on the front, but I remember seeing him talking about it a lot, and maybe Hank? Maybe? I can't remember. But when it came out, everyone was raving about it, and I want to know what all the hype is about. I want to know what the fuss is about. I want to love it as much as everyone else does. Maybe I should read the blurb though. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow takes us on a dazzling, imaginative quest as it examines the nature of identity, creativity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibility in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Oh my god. That sounds like a conversation that I have all the time. I am constantly talking about like the need for connection and the desire to love and to be loved, and so I am now very desperate to read this book. Oh my goodness. Wow. This next book is one that I've been wanting to read since it came out, but every time I went to any bookstore it was sold out, but I finally got my hands on it, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I'm so excited to be holding this in my hands. I have heard incredible things about this book. I have also heard that it's not for everybody, which is totally fair. I feel like books like this aren't for everybody, but I think it's for me. I've heard a lot of people say it's like maybe pretentious, but honestly, I'm all about that, so I cannot wait to read this book. Some of my friends have read it and absolutely loved it, and I trust their opinion on books, so I'm so excited. It's much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. It is like a pretty thick book. The illustration on the cover is genuinely like so stunning, even the back. I am like in love with this as a physical object. And can't wait to actually read it. It's another one set at a university. It's set in 1836, which is awesome. I love historical fiction when it hits right. Some historical fiction doesn't work for me, but this sounds like something I'm gonna love. I love the last line on the back. It says, "But can a student stand against an empire?" I'm so excited to read this book, genuinely. I can't wait. Holding this next book in my hands, it feels so small compared to Babel, but this is one that I have been anticipating for so long. I've followed the author for a very long time, and this book sounds like something I'm going to love, and that is Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. When I was preparing for this video, I realized that I have read or own basically every Becky Albertalli book. I haven't read a lot of them, they're still on my TBR, but I think this one's gonna get a read very soon. This book's about Imogen, the world's greatest ally, until she realizes maybe she's not just an ally. And it just seems very sweet and fun. I think Becky Albertalli is quite good at these like coming of age stories. And I'm just excited for this. A part of this for me is like wanting to feel like 17 again when I was reading like Simon vs. Homo Sapiens Agenda and Leah on the Offbeat. And what was the other one that I loved? The Upside of Unrequited. I loved that book. But yes, I'm very excited to read the newest Becky Albertalli. But yes, those are the books I've bought recently and that I'd like to read in June. This is a lot. I'm probably not going to get through all of this in a month, but I sure am going to try. This is probably the most excited I've been to read for like a very long time. I just like, I want to read these new stories. I want to read instead of like watching TV, which hasn't happened for a long time. I'm feeling good, I'm excited, and all of these books sound really good to me. So I just can't wait. Okay, so the video is over, but I want to show you some of the trinkets that I have on my bookshelf because I had a little craft day with a friend and we were using modeling clay and made a bunch of really cute things that now decorate my bookshelf, and I want to share them with you because I think they are so adorable. First up, this is the first thing I made for the day. We have a little duck, a little goose, and a little pond for him to sit in. This is genuinely the cutest thing I've ever made, owned, seen. I love it. He lives up here with my Alice Oseman. Don't know why, just seems fitting. This is the one piece that I genuinely think came out quite bad. I made it in like 2 seconds. It's meant to be a cat. It does not look like a cat at all. We're gonna put it away before I feel too much shame. The next one is a crow, and I love it so much. This was something I made very quickly. I just kind of thought, what's the shape of a bird? Make it black, call it a crow. It can sit with 6 of crows. I tried to make like a magic staff kind of thing, but it didn't work. It looks really bad, so I'm just gonna... This was something I made on a whim and is my favorite thing. It is a frog with a wizard hat. The hat comes off, so it's like a frog, a magical frog. But I love it so much. He's like the cutest thing ever. He also sits kind of near 6 of crows with like, I don't know, Percy Jackson. The last one is this mushroom. You can't see it properly. The camera refuses to show it to you. But I was so proud because I did like the like gill thing inside. I love my little mushroom. Mushroom lives up here near my like, I don't know, mostly contemporary rainbow, along with like a cone that I picked up when I went for a walk because it's like the perfect stimming thing. It just feels so good. But yes, back to ending the video. But yes, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. What was the last book you bought? Let me know. Tell me if it's any good. But yes, that's all I've got time for today. You can subscribe. I upload twice a week and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello. Hello, how you going? I'm alright, how are you?